Hi friends, welcome to new video. Search and rescue efforts were underway as the death toll rose after a powerful earthquake hit southeastern Turkey and northern Syria on Monday morning. The earthquake and its aftershocks have sparked a new humanitarian crisis in a region racked by more than a decade of civil war in Syria. The Associated Press reported that more than 1,300 people were killed and hundreds injured in the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. Hundreds of buildings collapsed in border towns. According to the United States Geological Survey, the 7.8 magnitude earthquake was centered about 33 kilometers, 20 miles, from Gaziantep. Its center was 18 kilometers, 11 miles, deep. A magnitude 7.8 earthquake was felt in Syria and Lebanon, Cyprus, Iraq, and Egypt. At least 284 people were killed in 7 Turkish provinces, AP reported, citing Turkey's Disaster and Emergency Management Agency. The agency said that 440 people were injured. The death toll in Syrian government-held areas rose to 237, with more than 630 injured, the AP reported, citing Syrian state media. According to the White Helmets, at least 120 people were killed in rebel-held areas. In a tweet, NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg expressed full solidarity with our ally Turkey after this terrible earthquake. NATO allies are now mobilizing assistance. Images shared on social media from southern Turkey and northeastern Syria showed horrified scenes of families fleeing amid the rubble of collapsed buildings in rain or snow. The earthquake in Lebanon was so powerful that entire buildings shook. Several buildings collapsed due to the earthquake in northeastern Syria. Footage from local journalists showed families running in panic in the rain and darkness amid the rubble of destroyed homes. The situation is really catastrophic, Riyad Saleh, head of the White Helmet Civil Defense Group, which works in northern Syria, told NPR. He said that cities and villages in northern Syria are affected. Buildings in all these areas have collapsed and teams are working on them. And people are buried under the rubble in all these buildings. All the hospitals are full. We cannot assess the damage or know how many people have been killed, he said. He said he saw 3 collapsed buildings with families under the rubble on his way to the group's operation room. The situation is very sad. Rescue teams are assisting him as he coordinates a wider search and rescue mission. I'm sending out calls to people to stay out of their homes in the streets because of the damage. It may not be safe for them to stay at home as these buildings may collapse. But the storm continues with rain and snow. Hamid Tini, an aid worker with the White Helmets, told NPR that tens of families were trapped under the collapsed buildings. He told how many people died in different towns and villages. There have been 7 deaths in Sarmata, 2 deaths in Marad Misran, 3 deaths, including a child, in Darkash. There are also 3 children among the villages that died in Deers, northern Aleppo countryside, and 3 children in Idlib countryside. A death has been reported. Reports are coming in from everywhere because the situation is very bad. The earthquake in northern Syria affected parts of the country that have already been devastated by more than a decade of civil war. Infrastructure has already been badly damaged by the war in Idlib and Aleppo provinces. The region is also home to millions of Syrians who fled fighting in other parts of the country. Many live in refugee camps or rudimentary tents set up amid olive groves along the Turkish border. The Union of Medical Care and Relief Organizations, USSM, an organization that provides health care in rebel-held areas of northwest Syria, said so far 91 of our hospitals in northwest Syria people have been killed and more than 500 seriously injured have been treated. Earthquake. 4 of our hospitals were damaged and evacuated. The rest are overwhelmed. Jama al-Qasim, a Syrian national living across the border in the Turkish town of Gaziantep, works for the Bahar organization, which operates in Syria and Iraq. According to our team in Syria, there are a lot of casualties and damage to buildings. Many people are reported dead, he told NPR. According to our team in Syria, there are a lot of casualties and damage to buildings. Many people are reported dead. The UN watchdog OCHA says about 4.1 million people in northwestern Syria are in need of humanitarian assistance, out of a population of 4.6 million. More than 3 million inhabitants of the region are food insecure. Hospitals in the region have been badly damaged in the conflict. Idlib is outside Syrian government-controlled areas. Its hospitals have been repeatedly targeted by airstrikes by the Syrian government air force or its ally Russia. Airstrikes have been so frequent that doctors and aid organizations have set up underground medical facilities in an attempt to protect themselves from the attacks. Thanks for watching our videos.